I'm joined once again by former international hockey coach Michael Nobbs from Sydney to reflect on the semi-finals. Michael, welcome back to the show. Disappointing result for India, no doubt. The 5-2 scoreline at the end makes it feel like it was a bit of a drubbing, which certainly wasn't the case for 3 of the 4 quarters. But World Champions Belgium just too good at the end.
Oh, they were. Look, they're just so experienced. They've got 9 players over 30. You know, they've won the World Cup. They are consistently, you know, the top 3 teams in the world, and they very rarely lose. They are a very, very well-coached side, and the players are just outstanding. But I think the Indians should be really proud of themselves. I mean, for 3 quarters of the game, they matched them, and in many instances, they put them under a lot of pressure. It was just the last quarter that I think was the downfall. Manpreet got sent off with a green card, which was a cruel green card. I just didn't think that was warranted. And then 4 penalty corners in a row was against the best flicker in the world, Hendricks, who's got 3 triple goals. With a strike rate of nearly 50%. It's always going to be tough, but the boys should be really proud of themselves from where they've come to now. It's a wonderful effort.
It was a bright start from the Indians, wasn't it, Michael? Overturning that early penalty corner goal with one from Manpreet and then a good strike from Mandeep Singh to make it 2-1. But progressively, they found it harder and harder to get forward.
Look, with a new format with 18 players, as I said previously at the very start, with 16 it becomes a very tough tournament with the heat and fatigue. But with 18, and they've rested players like Boone and Briels, any team that can rest those sort of players, they came into this last match, reasonably well in terms of fitness, and they are just such a professional team. They managed to close the Indian attack down really, really effectively. Even though India have quite a bit more possession than they do in most games, the possession you really need is up in near the 25 attack, which they just didn't quite get enough. And the Belgium, they're just so professional back there. It's very difficult to get through.
And I felt, Michael, that Belgium's movement off the ball was very impressive and was perhaps a big reason why they managed to just keep coming at the Indians with dangerous plays, especially in that 4th quarter, and it eventually led to that barrage of penalty corners, which led to the 3rd and the 4th goals.
Yes, look, that's true. As the game wore on, the game became more open, which then that basically helps the Belgium team, and they had more room to move, and they consistently brought the ball back into the middle, which then made it really difficult for the Indian defence. And, once again, as soon as Manpreet went off and that one less player, there was plenty of spaces, and they just put so much pressure. They were going to get some penalty corners, and then Hendricks stands up and it's game over, which it was.
You mentioned Hendricks. Let's talk about him. Hat-trick of goals today. I think 15-odd in the tournament already. You already called him the best drag flicker in the world. What makes him better than the rest?
He has this ability to change direction right at the last moment. There's only very few flickers in the world that can do that. Sandeep Singh was one of them, and he was one of the premier drag flickers in the world from India. Raghunath was also reasonably good at it, but Hendricks has taken it to that level again, where the runner out will come, and I'll just at the last moment I'll just change direction and shift it. So it makes it very difficult for the defensive battery to actually pick where it's going to come, and especially difficult for the goalkeeper.
Is there anything, Michael, that India could have done differently? Because they're going to have to pick themselves up again pretty quickly. Tournament isn't over. There's still a medal to play for.
No, look, I think, I was really pleased with them. I was really proud of them, actually, because after they got a drubbing by Australia, as I said to you that night, they'll either got to fix that problem or they'll go in and crash in a heap. And the next day they came out and played really well. I think they know the importance of this, and it doesn't matter whether they play Australia or they play Germany or whoever, or Belgium. They can't play Belgium, but it doesn't really matter because they can beat all of these teams, and they have beaten all of these teams previously. So it's a matter of just take that out there, that attitude. They've got nothing to lose. Just go out with that same youthful enthusiasm and say, look, I'm playing for my country. I'm playing for myself. I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm just going to go for it.
A first medal in 41 years is what is up for grabs for India, Michael. But Germany, we know the opponents, and they certainly aren't going to be an easy side to get past. Your thoughts on that contest? It's the most important match of the campaign.
Look, there's no easy games in the Olympics, especially in the finals. Germany, I do not think are as good as they used to be. I mean, they don't have the Fusts and the Zellers there anymore. They'll still be a tough team, and they've been playing some good games and they've been playing some average games. I think if the Indians get at them with speed, and just have a go at them, keep at them and at them and at them, then they can do really well. And I think that it's not a question of can we beat them. They can, and they have beaten them in the past. So it's a matter of go for it, boys. And playing for a bronze medal, it's a lot at stake. So go for it.
Okay, Michael, I also want to draw you in on the women's semi-finals tomorrow. India against world number 3 Argentina. When I spoke to you yesterday on the air, you said that India had a decent chance. Are you still feeling the same way 24 hours later?
Look, Argentina's been getting better and better. I think it may be a bridge too far for the Indian girls to beat Argentina. I was pleased, I feel really bad about Australia losing, especially when my daughter's in the team. But India certainly deserved to win that game. They were tactically better and they just played with some confidence. Now they've got to do that against Argentina as well. I just think that's a bridge too far away to beat Argentina. But it's final.
And India have also lost their surprise factor, haven't they, Michael? Because any team that claims a big upset is marked down by all future opponents. And Argentina, I'm sure, will be double-checking their plans to make sure they know exactly what they're up against and what they need to do. And that makes it that much harder for the Indians to execute a second time over.
Oh, yeah, look, Carlos is a pretty good coach. He will know exactly who's good in that team and who he needs to negate to make sure that they get the best opportunities. Yeah, there's no surprise factor now for Carlos and the Argentinian teams. They know exactly who's going to walk on the field.
All right, Michael, we'll leave it at that for the time being. I look forward to speaking to you again after the medal rounds. And thank you so much for joining us.
Fantastic. So look, go India. Look, give it your best shot. You've got nothing to lose.